Welcome to my circle. Well, it may only be you and I, but we can still do some good work together. One of the things that is very important in establishing a communication with spirit, both with our own spirit and those who dwell in the spirit world and who are a spirit without a physical manifestation at the current time. Very often people who have walked the earth and now are in the place that is variously called heaven, the summer land, the other place beyond the veil. But it's all to the good. And the way in which we achieve the ability to communicate back and forth between those worlds, the world of spirit and the world of physical matter, wherein we dwell, is by raising our consciousness, raising our mental frequency through a system that we call meditation, guided by those who love us in the world of spirit. So in order to facilitate your development, you will have to learn patience, to be still, to be quiet, at least for about 10 to 15 minutes every day. Find a place where you won't be disturbed and sit quietly and allow your mind to take a journey out of this world. And I can tell you how to do that. I can give you some pointers. One of the things that is very beneficial if you are going to be doing this on your own is to choose a passage of music that has a particular time limit on it, say 5 minutes, 8, 10 minutes, something soothing, perhaps a classical melody, that you can put on your player and listen to, and so that you know when it stops, that's the time to close your meditation, your journey of the mind. I can give you a boost. I can say to you how you might elevate your consciousness necessary for making that contact. If I say to you that you have to close your eyes, relax in this quiet place that you have made and that you have found, and say before you do anything more that everything you do is only for good in the light and in truth, and to ask your guides and helpers to come close and help you. And don't be frightened and don't be scared. And then imagine a shaft of light, as if it had appeared like a lift shaft in the middle of the room where you're sitting. And you imagine yourself walking forward and stepping into that light. Now your imagination frequency is very similar to the one that spirit inputs information to us on. It's a very fine frequency. And there you are in that shaft of light. And it's like one of these old-fashioned, lovely elevators. You look around and you will see beautiful mirrors, perhaps with etched glass. And then as you admire it, you will feel yourself being lifted up within that shaft of light, within that lift. And as you go gently up, you won't see anything out around you. You will only be protected within that shaft of light. And as you feel it coming to a halt, and you step out, you'll step out into a beautiful green field. You will see a pathway, and a little way up the pathway you will see a tree. It will have a bench under it. There's a stream along to your left. You walk along the pathway. Don't worry, because the lift shaft will still be there and waiting for you. You walk along, enjoying the pleasant surroundings. Not really like anything you've seen before, but has a resemblance. And as you walk along to the tree, you see the bench, and you go along and take a seat to the bench, on the bench under the tree. And you can wait there, and you'll find somebody will come along to speak to you, perhaps more than one person, and it may well be somebody that you know who's already passed over to that world of spirit. And so you can sit there for a little while, and don't forget that when you're playing the music to yourself, it will give you a good and timely reminder when it finishes that you will then have to say goodbye. And when you rise back up from the bench and walk back along the pathway, the stream now will be on the right hand side of you, and you walk along and you see a glow coming, and you walk towards that glow, you step inside, there you are in the lift again, and you will then descend. The glass and the etched mirrors and everything are still there, and you feel yourself descending slowly. And then you find yourself still on the ground, and step out and walk back to the seat where you started. And then allow the image of the left shaft, the light, to fade. And then once again feel the weight of your body, and know that you are sitting where you started. Everything is just the same. Feel the weight of your body, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, get the circulation back. And then when you're ready, open your eyes, and there you are. So that's one way of meeting up with those on the other side of life who may want to have a word or two with you. Now, following on from that, you may want to tell somebody about this. And that is the stirrings of giving people communication from the other world, of course, because that's exactly what you're doing. Even though the information that you've gathered is for you and for your development, you may still be able to share that with others. And it's that sharing that makes all the difference. And it's that sharing of contact with the world of spirit that really is where spiritualism comes in and where it started. Because, of course, it was exactly that happened that started all this modern spiritualism. And of course, if we look at modern spiritualism, we can go way back and find instances of the same phenomena occurring thousands of years ago, where people, fortunately some recorded, like Moses and Joshua, and a lot of people who would hear from the world of spirit and relay the information to others around them. And of course this was mediumship. And did I mention healing? Because healing's a very good form of mediumship, and we can all develop that as well. Of course, there are natural healers and natural mediums. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those of us who would like to develop our abilities that we think we may have. When I came into this way of life, I had no idea what a healer was. I thought that was probably somebody who bandaged someone up. And as far as being a medium was concerned, I thought it would be much too spooky, and I didn't want to do that either. But here I am, and very happy to be able to say that I can do both. And I'm not concerned about whether I was born with any talent for it or not. I just wanted to do it, and that's how I expect you feel as well. I don't want to bore you and go on too long. I hope that you will be able to do that meditation for yourself, that it will assist you in your own development, and never be frightened of what we're doing, because we only do it for the good of humankind and for the good of the world, and we are tolerant and we are loving, and we want to ensure that people have the best out of their lives down here. And in order to have the best of their lives down here, they really need to know that there are those in the world of spirit, those on the other side of life, who really care about them, and especially those who have lost loved ones need to know what we know, that they have not lost their eternal life, that they do continue, and albeit not in the same way as down here, but perhaps in a better way, if you like, once they've adjusted to the fact that they don't have bodies anymore, and that they can do wonderful things. And on top of that, they can actually communicate with us if we develop our abilities suitably so that we can receive that communication. We need to be able to receive it. To know that they're around and helping us is one thing, but to actually be able to hear from them and to see them when we are in an enhanced condition of mental awareness, as we may well be in our meditative state, is a blessing. And it's a blessing that the whole of the human race could do with right now. So on that note, I hope that you've enjoyed this little chat, and I will speak to you again soon. God bless you and yours.